Love the lifestyle, independent, no one rate me. Venue on my shoulder, they had better start to pay me. I be getting texts that they want me to come and sign, but way back when I was little, they impossible to find. Disappear out of my sight, I ain't never get to sign them. But now they looking back and they be wishing they could fly them. And they get to listen to the music that he mixing, that he cooking up with dishes, dish it out to make them listen like a vision for the compliments. Now I'm up, just take a look at my accomplishments. Prepare for my arrival, bitch. Bitch, I did it all without a label. Now they looking up to me, I took it off the table. Take it to the top, when I die I'll be a fable. Live and die a legend, independent when I say so. Little bitch, I did it all without a label. Fucking over cash, little baby, I don't think so. Had to get a bag loaded up into the race road. I ain't hear shit, I'm addicted to the pesos. Woo, yeah. I'm addicted to the pesos.
Good with you.
Did it all without a label, bitch. Check my stats.
That was no label. That's the last song I dropped.
Just Louis Swaggle.
Check it out right now on all platforms.
Bitch.
Yes, that's the first song I dropped of the year, so I'm excited about that one. Y'all definitely gotta check that one out. But that's not why y'all here today. Let me get this off real quick. That's not why y'all here today. Y'all join me today because y'all want me to show y'all how I mix and master, how I get my soundtracks coming across, how I get everything sounding good. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all my process, how I mix and master. And luckily today, I do have a great artist that collabed on one of my beats, and she did a phenomenal job, and I'm going to use her vocals. Her name is Tiera Deniell. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm horrible with names, so forgive me if I messed that up. But we're going to go ahead and start mixing and working on this song. This right here is going to be incredible. It's my first time doing this for this series, and I hope y'all enjoy it. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can reach out to me on Facebook, on Instagram mostly. On Instagram and TikTok, I have a link to both of my Instagram and my TikTok down in the description. If you have any questions from me and you want me to go over anything that you having problems with, go ahead. Also, let me know down in the comments. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button for me. And now that we got all the housekeeping all the way, let's go ahead and jump into this. And again, she's on Facebook. Why I keep saying Facebook? She's on YouTube. This is her YouTube page. Definitely check her out. Show her some love. And let me go ahead and move over here to Studio One. Here's the song right here. And yes, like I said, let me turn off my monitors. There we go. Now, this is the song right here, and I'm going to give y'all a quick play of it. I already ran through it. Again, I'm going to show y'all how I clean up my vocals. I'm going to go through my vocal chain, everything like that. So let's go ahead and start off. And again, I'm just going to give you a quick listen to so y'all know exactly what we're working with today.
But you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we? We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get.
Let's see, is it on here? Let me find out. I'm live, but I'm not live. Let's see, is it live though? Okay, I am live. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, I was live. Yeah, let me give me one moment to look into this real quick because I want to know exactly what's going on.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we? We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. Know you miss days in the rain and the shine. Yeah, we did it all, yeah, we've been through the highs. There was the lows, but that's nothing to hide. My one and only, yeah, my ride or die. I mean, I saw you out west. Knew it was a party, but I didn't get dressed up. Yeah, you know me well, and I'll always be a mess. But baby, I still got your name tatted on my chest like.
But we just gonna go ahead and roll through
It was good till it wasn't. Knew it was a phase, but I wouldn't call my bluffing. Cause every other second I'd be staring at you blushing.
So, back to what we doing. The live. So this right here. This is a song that we working with, and as you can see, I already did some chops to it. I already separated the hook and everything because she sent over one good take. So as you can see, I already chopped it up. I already separated where the hook's gonna be and everything, and I put them on two different tracks because I'm gonna mix them in two totally different ways. So my main thing right now is making sure the vocal is completely clean as far as breaths, empty spots, anything like that. I want to go ahead and completely remove that from it so I don't have to worry about that interfering with anything later on or any unnoticeable things popping up later on. So I want to go through and get that cleaned up, getting that straightened up, and getting it fixed. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So the way that I do it myself, first I want to highlight these things right here. And especially, let's say, the first verse in the hook. I want that as big as possible. I want to really zoom in on those areas so I can get a clear picture of it. So once I got that open and I got it stretched out so I can really clear see everything, we're gonna start listening to it, and I will solo the vocals. Honestly, this is the only time I really say solo the vocals, and the only reason I say solo the vocals so you can really hear any gasp, any air, any open, anything open on it. So definitely, that's how I do it. At least, it's no right or wrong way to do it, but I do it solo and take out all the breaths. Now there are plugins you can use to take out the breaths and help fix the empty spots like noise gates, anything like that. That's definitely will also work. And I also suggest using those. But it's just something about taking it out and knowing for a fact that it's not there and it's less processing on your computer. It take a little bit longer, but I will say definitely knock that out. So we're gonna go through, give it a quick listen, take out anything that we feel like is necessary, and I will walk you through it as I do it and explain why I will eliminate what I'm eliminating and why I'm doing it.
But you,
Let's see.
but you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to
See, we got a breath here. Like right here in this area is a breath. And I could have left that in.
Time you were my rock, left it to
And as you can see, there's a lot of clicking and clacking of the breaths, but I'm gonna fix that with a de-esser. I'm not necessarily gonna cut those out. I'm gonna fix it with a de-esser or even with just a regular EQ.
left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk.
And again, my main objective right now is just to take care of the hard breaths. And if necessarily you do not have to remove the breaths, you can also put automation on them. You can turn the breaths down. You can. There's plenty of techniques that you can use to control the breaths. I've seen people they actually put effects on the breaths on certain songs to give it that nice punch, that gritty feel. So you can also do that. Um, there's again lots of techniques that you can use, lots of tricks that you can use to control the breaths. And this one right here, I really feel like I want to remove the breaths or at least turn them down. So I'm going through and I'm just isolating all the breaths as I go.
About the past.
And I want to make sure that I do not remove anything that I feel like is necessary, like the start of the word or again the end or the start of the word.
About the about the past. About the past, about the present, how we walked away. Away, away from, away, away from one good thing.
And as you can see, you can hear it, like especially with this part right here, you can hear a lot of the room noises, the humming, the computer noises, all that you do not want in the vocals as you do it. So I would just remove all this area.
Then
This whole area right here is just dead space. And I don't really want that because that could clash with your mix later, especially once you start the mastering process. Once you start the mastering process and you really start pushing everything up and turning everything up, you start turning up some of that room noises. It could clash with the beat. Sometimes you can leave it in there as ambient noise, and that will really help fill up everything. But me, I just like to remove whatever is not necessary.
that made our lives feel like spring. Got, got, got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we? Uh,
Like this breath right here, I actually think I'm gonna keep. I think this breath fit the vibe of the song.
we got
I think that fits a lot more better than the other ones. Again, there's nothing wrong with keeping the breaths in there, but I just want to make sure it fits the vibe.
we got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment.
See, like this one right here can definitely be fixed a little bit. And again, I know this is not the exciting thing about mixing vocals, but this is a step that a lot of people miss, and you really don't want to miss this step because what you miss these little steps, you're really gonna be missing a whole lot of. You might be adding something into the mix later that's gonna amplify the sounds that you didn't take out before. That's why I said always start with the cleaning process first.
The time now.
And it's hard because she stretched out a lot of words, so I don't want to cut off the words.
Time now. Time now in the.
And I might can put a fade here, and I might have to put fades in and outs on the other one.
The time now in the moment. The time now in the moment. Now in the now in the now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna. Let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions. I don't regret no decisions. I don't regret no decisions. But this this one I want. But this one I. But this one I wanna get right.
And again, just eliminating all this dead space definitely helps in the long run. It definitely helps in the long run from the room noise being in the back of your vocals or the back of your beat when you start mixing and mastering, especially during the mastering process. That's when you're going to start hearing a lot of extra noises that you don't want to hear.
But this one I wanna get right. No, you. No, you miss days in the rain and the shine. Yeah, we did it all. Yeah, we've been through the highs. There was. Yeah, we've been. Yeah, we've been through the highs. There was the highs. There was the lows, but that's nothing to hide. My my one and only to hide. My to hide. My one and only. Am I right to hide? My one and only. Am I right to die? I mean, I saw you out west. Knew it was a party, but I didn't get dressed up. Yeah, you know me well, and I always be a mess. But baby, I didn't get dressed up. Yeah, you know me well, and I'll always be a mess. But baby,
and this one right here is also, I think, is fine to keep. I am gonna turn it down later on, so I will keep this one, but this one will get turned down later on when I start doing the levels.
mess. But baby, I still got your name tatted on my chest like. Name tatted on my chest like. It was good till it wasn't. Knew you was a face, but I wouldn't call my bluffing. Cause every other second I'd be staring at you blushing. You know it was worth it, so don't say it was for nothing. We have the history, we got the time.
Now, if I'm smart with it, I might can copy and paste the hook over. No, they look different. Never mind.
We have the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up.
But I'm gonna go ahead and skip the hook for now. I'm gonna go back and do that later, off stream. But as of right now, I just want to get through this last verse and then start with the mixing.
Cause you my one and only, gonna settle. Only, gonna settle down, love you right and slowly. Committed to a fast life, but now you own me. And I owe you. Yeah, I do notice all the shit that you do. Wanna see you come through. Yeah, you've been too alone. Watch each other move. Watch each other move, yeah, you see me be grown. And when they break your heart, and when they break your heart, man, it chills to the bone.
Okay, so we did a clean up. I might can go through, do a little bit more. I might add the brush back in it a little later. I might add certain brush back in later and just turn them down so they do have the brush in there and a little bit more emphasized. But as of right now, I chopped out the vocal, I chopped out the brush that I wanted to chop out, and now I'm about to start the mixing process. As you see, she already added some doubles. She already added a little bit of reverb to her vocals, and I really like that. And my job is not to remove what she already have done. My job is to clean up what she have there and add more to it. So as I'm about to do right now, I am about to just go through, really clean them up and everything the best way I can. Starting with we're gonna use, well, I'm going blank right now. Nectar 3 by Isotope. That's what we got to use right now. So Nectar 3 by Isotope is my go-to mixing plug-in as far as my vocal chain anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and start you at this right here, and we're gonna start messing around with the EQ, the compression and stuff like that. And I always start with an EQ first on my vocals. And I start off with an EQ first because I like to do subtractive EQ first and removing some of the low ends from vocals, removing some of the harsh tone from vocals. It's mostly just a high pass filter. Well, a high pass filter to remove the vocals, and I do a bump down on the low ends just to get rid of some of the simulants and some of the harshness. And then I come back through later with the de-esser. But let's go ahead and start off with the EQ first. And as far as my EQing,
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering.
because I really hearing this area right here is where I want to bring out the most in her vocals. Just around like the 200K, somewhere around here. I really want to boost those frequencies later on. I think those would be good frequencies in her in her voice. We're gonna find out a little later, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Let's see, just double checking something. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Now we're gonna do light compression, very light compression on this. And I like to keep it on the digital for this right here. I like to keep the ratio about the same. The It's 2.5 to 1. I keep that about the same. The tech is 5 milliseconds and the release is 50 milliseconds. Again, I just want to keep it nice, quick, and easy. I don't want it to be smashing the vocals or anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and dial this in.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
And again, this EQ is just to hit the transients. Just when you see the peaks of it come in, I really wanted to really just hit those peaks and bring those peaks down, especially when she start off a verse and start off with harsh words. She's hitting a lot higher than the rest of her vocals. I really want to pull those down and tame those just a little bit, just a tad bit. So that's what I'm doing with this first EQ.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should.
Now from here, I'm gonna go straight to a de-esser, and I'm gonna listen in on this and really dial the de-esser in.
How we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we?
Alright, I think that's good. I might go back in and dial this
Put
a
you
little
on
bit better.
top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
I think that sounds good. On my end, it sounds good. I think that sounds great, actually. Now, from my de-esser, I like to add another EQ, but this EQ is more for boosting frequencies than taking frequencies away. So, we're going to go ahead in here and look at what frequencies I want to boost.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if.
And I feel like that right there helped clear up the vocals and make them crisp and clear. And I want to play that back for you one more time so we can see. And we're going to bypass everything that we did so far and listen to the vocals raw. And then we're going to go back through and listen to them with what I did so far.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk.
That with it bypassing, this is with everything we did so far.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing. Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one.
I really feel like what I did is brought the more high end into it, really brighten up her vocals a lot more, and really tighten them up.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock.
So normally at this point, I would throw another EQ on here. I normally go with the solid state EQ and leave it on the default settings. It's 4-1, attack is 5, and the release is 50 milliseconds, of course. And then I bring it down, and I normally bring this one down a little bit harder on the vocals.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
All right, I really think that's it right there. I think that sounds good. I know I want to throw maybe a little more reverb on it, and I can do pitch correction on this. I really don't know if it needed. I normally don't use the Nectar 3 pitch correction. Most of the time when I'm doing pitch correction, I am using auto tune. But I'm gonna throw this on here and see exactly how it's gonna sound.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing. That made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we?
That really didn't do much to it. I can leave that on there. I want to say the beat is in F minor. So I want to hear how that sound when I switch it to F minor. It may change it to feel, and it may be a little too much, but I just want to hear.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing. Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
So I'm hearing a little stumbling for the one good thing.
Away from one good thing. Away from one good thing.
I think it's struggling a little bit there. It may be okay, but it's struggling a little bit there.
Put you on top. Made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing. That made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we?
I was like, okay, so I'm gonna leave that on there for now. I might switch it out. Matter of fact, let's try it out now. One thing y'all have to realize about mixing and mastering is everything is a lot of trial and error. Especially, normally I'm not doing this on camera, so normally I have time to actually trial and error, test out a lot of things, a lot of different things, just to see how the effects go. But I'm gonna go through right now. I'm actually going to turn off the pitch correction right now, and I'm actually gonna throw in auto tune on the mix and see how auto tune sound with the same settings, the same everything. And I'm gonna use auto tune access, I want to say it's called. Yes, auto tune access. We're gonna throw this above the vocal chain so I can really gauge how it sounds. Again, it may not be needed, but I just want to test it out, try it out, and see how it sounds. So I had it on F minor, and I had it on medium speed, and we're about to test it out, see how this sounds.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we?
See, and this actually proves my point. I feel like the auto tune wasn't really needed. I'm gonna leave it there because both of them really didn't take a real big change on the vocals. So I'm just gonna leave the auto tune up there for now. Again, because that's what I normally use. So from there, I'm gonna go to, let's see, and also when you're doing a lot of mixing and mastering, make sure you move in with a purpose. Make sure anytime you use any plugin, any software, anything to change up the vocals, you're removing anything, make sure you're doing it with a purpose, and make sure you're not doing it just because that's what everybody says you have to do, or that's the standard, or what everybody telling you that you have to do. There is no standard to this. There is no magic pill to this. There is no secret sauce. You really just have to do trial and error, and you learn through experience. So if you feel like you want to try something, try it. There's always an undo button if it don't go the way that you want it to go. So let's go ahead and jump back into this, and let's see. First, I want to make sure I'm moving with a purpose. I want to listen to it again and see what I need to add to it, if I need to add anything to it.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
Okay, one thing I'm seeing that I feel like I want to turn the beat up a little bit more. The beat is lower just so I can really hear the vocals. So let's see, we might turn the beat up just a little bit because I want to hear what it's going to sound like when I got it finished and everything and mixed. I still have to go through and mix the beat. It's pretty well mixed. I did it, so I know it's pretty well mixed. But it's pretty well mixed, but I want to go through and really make sure that the beat is fitting the vocals properly later. Right now, I just want to clean up the vocals and get the vocals right. Once I get the vocals right, then I can start building the beat around the vocals. But I'm going to turn up the beat a little bit now so I can get a clearer picture of the vocals and where they sit in and how they sound. So let's get a quick listen to this.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
Okay, so right now what I'm hearing is I want to add a little bit more reverb on the vocals, and I want to do that so the reverbs can really help spread out the vocals more than I want to, and I want to help fill up the range of the vocals. So those are two things that I want to do. I'm gonna put a compressor on the vocals and have two. I realized we'll just show y'all. Let's go ahead and jump back into this, and what we're gonna do is open up the mix window. I'm gonna pull this up so y'all can see what I'm doing. So now that I got the mix window up, what I want to do is go to the send section right here. Especially in Studio One, it's easy to do this. Other DAWs, you can also do this. They might be called bus channels or aux channels. Right now, I'm about to make a send, and it's gonna automatically create the aux channel for me. So I want to add one compression. So I am going to use, which compressor I want to use? That's the question. We're going to use this right here. So this right here, I'm gonna go through. Let's see if I got any good presets. And no, I don't have any good presets. So pretty much only thing I want to do with this is I want to use this compressor to sidechain the main vocals, and this gonna help fill it up. And I want to send, right now I'm sending about 50% of the vocals there, and I don't even have it on the right bus. Haha. Now that we got it on the right bus, let's remove this one for now. And we're just gonna open this, and we're gonna give it a listen and adjust as we go.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked.
And again, our main thing is to get this in here, and we're gonna blend it with the main vocal. We just want the main vocals to sound full and nice and fat. So once we start blending it in there, you'll start getting a feel for what you want.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we? But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
I really like that. I like how that sounds. And again, if you can hear the difference, let me know down in the chat if you can hear the difference. If you can hear how full of the vocal sound once I did that parallel compression to it. I just used a random preset. I didn't do anything crazy to it. So with that preset, I pretty much just dialed it in using the amount of send that I'm sending to that compression, and really blend it in with the main vocal. I might go in and touch it up a little bit later once I start mixing in the beat and everything. But as of right now, that's how I want it to sound. It sounds full that way to me. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is reverb. Now, I have several reverbs I like using. I am going to fall back on the somatic space reverb. I really do like this reverb a lot. It really do bring space to it and everything. And I might sidechain this with the main vocal. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find a preset just to get it going.
Mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we? But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Left it to fate, but now I'm thinking we should talk about the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing that made our lives feel like spring. Got me left wondering if love's real, then why aren't we?
I like that a lot. Pretty much it's just bringing in the, especially at the end when we got a lot of space, it's filling up that just a little bit, and especially where the spots where I did a lot of cutting earlier and removing a lot of stuff earlier, just helped filling up a lot of that empty space that I did chop off, and I got rid of the room noise. This do add a little bit of ambient noise back into it, but it's more controlled than the room noise that was already in there. That's why I like doing it this way. So let's go ahead, jump back in it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end it in a few minutes. I like to keep these about an hour long, so we got about 15 minutes before I have to end this. But if y'all enjoying this, please hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching a rewind of this. And again, leave a comment down in there. Let me know what you enjoy about it. Let me know how I can fix this up. How can I make this better for your enjoyment, for your involvement. I'm doing this to help y'all and help you learn how to mix better, master better, or produce better. Anything that you need to know, I'm here to help. I'm here to share my knowledge, my information. I've been doing this since 2011. Professionally, as a job, as a career, I've been pursuing this. So I really want to help y'all grow and help y'all reach your level and really express yourself through your music. So if you have any questions for me, ask me in the comments. You can reach out to me on Instagram, anywhere like that if you want to work with me. I'm also have services on Fiverr, anything like that I'm going to leave down in the description. And you can reach out to me on any platform. We can talk, communicate, have one-on-one time if you need it. So let's go ahead, jump in this and see what else we can get done in the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, so I got the reverb in here. I got the auto tune reverb. I got my vocal chain on here. It's sounding good so far, but I'm gonna play it raw real quick, and we're gonna see the before and after.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk.
That's without anything, and this is what we did so far.
But you on top, made my mistake, but at one time you were my rock. Loved it to fade, but now I'm thinking we should talk. About the past, about the present, how we walked away from one good thing.
Now I am gonna have to level out some of the vocals once I start doing automation. Once I start doing automation, I am gonna have to level out the vocals a little bit more. But I think that sounds good so far. So I'm pretty much gonna copy and paste everything over to the hook, especially the main vocal chain. I want to copy and paste everything over to the hook so we can keep that the same, so it had the exact same feel as far as the mix goes or anything like that. And any tweaks I'm gonna make from that base foundation. So now that I got that, we're gonna listen to the hook and see what we can do with the hook. And we're gonna take off that and let's go.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. No, you missed days in the rain and the shine. Yeah, we did it all, yeah, we've been through the highs. There was the lows, but that's nothing to hide.
Okay, so I might not need this, but I feel like I'm gonna put the compressor on the first one, but I'm gonna put the reverb on both of them. And we're gonna listen to it then. I might not need the compressor on the first one, but I feel like I want to fatten that up just a little bit. And I am gonna pan these left and right just a little bit to help widen them up. Let's see, I might not need to go that far. Let's see, round about there. And let's give this a listen.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, But this one I wanna get right. Know you miss days in the rain and the shine. Yeah, we did it all, yeah, we been through the highs. There was the lows, but that's nothing to hide. My one and only, yeah, my ride or die.
Alright, let's listen to it with the beat.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. We got the history, we got the time. Now in
This right here is
we got the history,
it's taking out some of the feels of it, so
we got the history. We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no. We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up. We got the history, we got the.
I might be compressing this a little too much on the hooks. So I'm pulling back off the compression just to see if that's gonna help with what I'm EQing.
We got the history, we got the time.
And I know I can boost some of the mids down here. The high mids.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decision, but this one I wanna get right. We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions.
Now I'm about to check this one right here because what I was noticing, they are something is canceling each other out, and there may be some phasing in there somewhere, but it just didn't sound as clear.
We got the history, we got the time.
Yes, I think these two is really canceling each other out, and we having phase problems.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't. We got the history, we got the time.
So with this, we are having phase problems and phase issues. So we having masking issues. And I don't know if I had them same problems before everything, but we turn on.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment. We got the history, we got the time.
I think it's just because I'm EQing in the same area, and that's really messing it up. So with that being said, I actually do want to take off these right here. We're gonna lower these right here, and I want to boost more of this area with this one, and we're gonna carve out the high end pretty much because I know with the other one, the second one, it's gonna be more high end. So I'm gonna do the complete opposite with the other one. Let's make sure I am changing the right one though. Yes, I am changing the right one.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions.
So now that I got that, I want to go back here, and only thing I'm switching is the second EQ, and we're gonna boost. We're gonna actually boost all three of these just a little bit.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment.
And we're gonna carve out the low end like we did with the other one. That's where when they play together, that should stop the masking, hopefully.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. Know you miss days in the rain and the shine. Yeah, we did it all, yeah, we've been through the highs.
Now, I do want to duplicate. Let's duplicate both of them. Completely duplicate. And I want to take this right here. And can we merge them? No, that's not what I want to do. And of course, it's going to be that one thing I can't figure out right now. Oh well, I'm not gonna do that right now. Let's go ahead and take everything back.
We got the history, we got the time. Now
I really do like the way that sounds right now. And I want to hear it raw just to make sure I am doing something.
we got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. We got the history, we got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds.
The masking is bad. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. I'm gonna have to go back through and figure that out because I don't understand why they masking like that. Why they masking each other.
We got the history, we got the time. Now in the moment, let's make up our minds. I don't regret no decisions, but this one I wanna get right. Know you miss days in the rain and the shine.
I don't know if I'm got too much compression on it or what, but I'm gonna have to go back through again. And this time when I go through, I'm gonna have to really build it up one by one instead of just copying the whole vocal chain over. I'm gonna have to go through one by one and build the vocal chain. The synths is okay. I got the synths pretty much how I want it, but I have to go back through and rebuild the vocal chain one by one and get that right, just like I did with the verse. I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the hook. But I hope that's helpful. I hope that gave you a little bit of knowledge today. I didn't get as far as I wanted to today. I had a little bit more issues than I expected to have. But we're going to have that with this series. Again, this is the second episode of the Creative Talk Live. And I appreciate y'all joining me today. If you're watching this on the replay, again, let me know how can I make this better for you? How can I make this experience a lot easier for you? I'm thinking about making this an audio form and trying to experiment how would that work. But as of right now, you only can get it on YouTube. And again, I check y'all out later. Everything down in the comments as far as down in the description as far as all my links to my social media and everything else if you want to join me. I appreciate y'all.